We live.
All
Let the take off, baby.
TJ about to pop off with the singing bowl first, or what?
I got my singing bowl, guys.
Okay,
all
let's
right,
get
so I'll
it.
start. Today I'm going to be doing the red chakra. So red governs the base chakra. It's situated at the base of your spine. Red relates to self-awareness. It's the area of survival and stability and your place on this earth. The color red provides a power from the earth and gives us all energy on all levels. It connects us to our physical body. And then I found something that was really cool. It says how to open your root chakra, which is the red chakra. And it says you can set your intention. We talked about that today, like writing goals and journaling and what you're grateful for the day, following guided visualizations. Rub a metal spoon on your foot. Use grounding crystals, use grounding essential oils, spend time in nature, and tell yourself positive affirmations. Dope, right? You guys ready?
Wow. Yeah.
Okay. That's a good one, right, Mom?
Ready. Let's get it.
Mm-hmm. That was a good one.
All righty.
That was nice.
Thanks.
All right. And with that, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. This is Sophisticatedly Ratchet. We are pretty much the real... We are the podcast providing the real in a world full of fake. And I am Sly Boogie, your host. And let me allow myself to introduce the rest of my team. And I'm going to start it off with the Wanderer, Shake. My brother, what's good with you?
Oh, shoot, me? I'm first? You know, y'all usually don't put me first. I remember way back in the beginning when I always used to be last and y'all stuck me in the middle. So, you know, I'm honored. I'm honored, Boogie.
This is not an award, Jake.
This is not an award. TJ, stop.
It is for him.
That you chose me first. I'd like to say thank you to all my fans. Boom, boom,
Cynicism.
boom. I am one of the most likable personalities.
America's favorite fuckboy, real talk.
Yes,
America's favorite. I'm not gonna call myself a fuckboy. I'm America's favorite. Okay.
Okay.
What America, bro? Shake. When you say America, what America you talking about, bro?
South America.
South America.
I'm America. Okay. God damn it.
Shout out to all of our South America followers.
Yeah. Word. Is Trinidad South America? Or no, I think Trinidad's Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? What continent is South America though? Is it? It has to be part of a continent though, isn't it?
Oh, God.
All right.
It's different, right?
We all dumb here.
South America
We're not
is
sophisticated right now. We all ratchet because no
South
one
America
can
is
answer
a
that.
continent.
South America is a
Yeah,
continent.
I didn't want to say
No.
nothing because it's like...
That's what I was saying.
geology,
That was
nigga.
part of that
Continent.
continent, or would it be considered North America or South America? I thought are the
they're both
Caribbean countries
continents.
even part of
They're
a
both
continent?
continents. You have
No, those are islands.
South America.
No,
North
but what
America,
are the
Asia,
islands part of
Africa.
any of the continents though? No, not really.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
stick to the word of the day, bro. Stick to the word
All
of
right,
the day.
whatever. I'm just trying. For the people out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you could clear this up for me, because I know there's 7 continents, you know.
Comment
And,
section to
I
get at your
thought
ass real
everybody
quick.
had to be
Don't
part
do
of a
that shit.
continent, all right? Hawaii is part of North America, technically. I'm just saying, right?
State,
Ain't it?
That's why I went.
Anyhow, all right. So,
We gonna move. No problem.
So what
at all, my
are you
brother.
asking, Shake? Are you asking what the continents are?
No,
To be
please,
clear?
please. We were so
No,
done.
I know what the
Mo. We were
continents
so done.
are.
We were just
Oh,
about to
I
okay,
move
just
on
wanted
to
to
this.
find
I
out
just-
if it was part of the continent or if it was part
Oh,
of
because
either
I was
one
gonna
of
say
North
I
or
know
South
them,
America.
but okay.
And-
Okay.
We all
And
have
I
our
appreciate you,
little
brother.
moments.
I learned them in the
We all
3rd
have it.
grade, just like you.
So we moving on to our next host. Our next queen. Now we actually have her as the Ice Queen, but to be honest, man, I'm really starting to look at her as like our spiritual advisor because on some real shit, she be making these intros sound so soulful. So TJ, what's going on with you, my queen?
That'd be
Thank
me.
you for
What
the
up,
spiritual
tribe?
intro.
You're welcome. What up, tribe? This is TJ. I feel like I'm giving Nubian queen today instead of Ice Queen. I got the head tie, you know. I got my
Problem.
singing bowl.
Nice.
My root chakra feels
Mhm.
centered and grounded. You know, it's clear.
Mm.
Feel like
I'm
the bond gave me
complete.
some
What
good
up, tribe?
energy too.
Yes.
Good looking TJ. And moving it on to number 3, America's favorite queen, the Clarity Queen, Lil Mo, what's going on with your queen?
What's going on? Of course, if your girl Mo, of course you guys know I always represent the Bronx, Co-op City, Section 5, Fifth City.
Facts.
Don't ever zone my
You
shit.
already know.
Big facts.
Hey, bestie.
Hey, tribe. Hey, bestie. What's good, y'all?
Moving on to my bro, the Spew God, the Drip
That
Drip King,
Demi,
Talk
Demi,
about it. Talk
Demi.
about it.
Flash.
What's happening?
I'm sorry, the brother of Flash, Mash, the Spew God. What's good with you, King?
Drip,
We doing a
drip.
combo intro?
Drip, drip.
Word.
I like it.
Flash interrupted, so
I want
I
my own
accidentally said
segment.
Flash, so I had to say the brother of Flash, Mash.
I would like my
clean
own
that
segment, please. Thank you very much.
All right, go ahead, Flash. You can get that segment.
No, he already
Nah,
spewed on it. I don't want
bro.
it,
It's
bro.
on you, Spew God. Drip,
Oh, it's
drip,
on
drip,
me?
all that shit.
Yo, peace. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Mash, aka Sir Drip, aka Spew God Drip Drip. Please say the drip drip. I want y'all to know that
Drip.
I love y'all, and I'm so glad to be a part of this tribe. I'm complete.
Peace and love, bro. And I guess we'll save the worst for last / best for last. The philosopher, the IQ, whatever, Tink. My brother, what's going on?
Tink on
What's
these
good?
nuts.
What's good? Bro, watch your mouth.
Philosopher, y'all.
The nuts. Jesus.
Anyway, yeah, it is me, Flash the Philosopher. I am the commander in chief of the Big Beard Energy Movement. Welcome, tribe. What's good?
I like
Hey,
that.
Flash.
Okay. Hey,
And I'm
Flash.
Sly Boogie, comic connoisseur / video game enthusiast. That's pretty much the best I got right now. Yeah. And I'm here to pretty much give y'all current events for February. It is a very pretty much informative packed month. There's a lot of shit going on. But before we even get into that, we are going to pretty much start off with the word of the day brought to you by America's favorite fuckboy.
Word of the day. I'm sorry. It's word of the week. Word of the week. Well, so now, for those of you who don't know, we are posting our words of the week on Instagram weekly now on Tuesdays. I would appreciate you guys if you jumped on and added your own sentence using the word. That would be dope. Okay, so let's try to do that. Whenever we post it. Okay,
It's gonna be on
Tuesday.
We're gonna try to have it available every Tuesday, right? But like the
Every
day before the
Tuesday.
episode comes out on
Yeah.
podcast.
And if you want to follow us on IG and you're not following us already, shame on you. It's at SoRatchet Podcast. SoRatchet Podcast.
And also, it's never too late to go back on our old posts and put a little something in there. I would love to see how you guys use these words in a sentence.
Yo,
okay?
drop the cash app. Drop the cash app if you want to leave a little something in our
Cash
wallet.
app? Oh,
Yeah. We need a cash
Hold
app
up.
for the
I
podcast.
don't know
dude.
you right. Damn, I need to be dropping my cash app regularly, bro.
All
All right.
right, for the team now. Now that we put it out. there.
Okay. But let me give you guys the word of the day for today. Courtesy of my man Mash Spew God, hit drip drip. I gotta say the drip drip, right?
Yeah.
Yo. So the word of the day this week is Oppugn. Oppugn. Okay. Oppugn. And the word Oppugn, it's a verb, and what it means is to call into question the truth or validity of. Okay. This is the sentence that they put with it. The official whose judgment was oppugned. And it's just, I guess, questioning whether something is like what people say it is.
Yo, spell Oppugn, please.
Oppugn.
It was OP.
You down with OPP?
Yeah, you know me.
Go ahead, TJ. That's why I fucks with you, TJ.
Shout out to the Queen of the North.
I Oppugn. OPP.
So is it safe to say, like in a sentence, like the defendant was oppugned in court?
No.
The defendant's statements were oppugned.
Yeah,
the statements can be oppugned, right?
Okay.
It's questioning.
So I'm calling into the question that the person said. So basically, I'm calling you out. I'm oppugn that ass.
The subject's documentation was oppugned due to errors in spelling.
Right.
That's right.
Sophisticated Boogie. You
Or-
sophisticated.
I have
like that.
I have a sentence too. No, I'm gonna say
Yeah.
she had the audacity to oppugn the conclusion of the department's head. No, the conclusion of her department head. Right. So she
Okay,
had
there
the
you go.
audacity
There
to
you
do
go.
it. Right.
She's
I like
allowed
that.
to.
Or
Yeah,
you could even say
that's
she
definitely
impugned
the
it
most sophisticated
publicly.
in my sense.
She
God
impugned
damn.
it publicly. Or
Publicly,
how about this?
right.
How about this? Y'all motherfuckers are always impugning my motherfucking my stats when I bring them up. Impugn.
Wow.
What stats?
Everything,
never
all his
said-
fake, all his
he
fake
never
numbers.
shares
He be
stats.
like,
my
he be like,
percentages when I say
You
most
never
all black.
share
Yo,
statistics.
black
You just
people
share your
love
own
whatever.
opinion.
Whatever.
Yo,
When I say most people,
I got one.
Go ahead,
We
Flash.
all do not impugn that Shake is a piece of shit.
100% agree with that statement, Flash. Good shit. You should,
Oh, good.
That was
you should even
pretty
give him a
good.
point for that
That was
too. Real
pretty
shit.
good. That was pretty good.
That was that good. It was that good.
Was it?
Oh,
It
good
Oh,
sentence.
was. I perfectly understood it. Makes sense to me.
All right, so
Everybody got a point except for me and Mash. The
You
spew guy.
Mash.
So I got.
Well, I said it first. Hold on, I'll clarify what this.
Now, I
shit
just
meant.
wanted to give Flash a point because he was shitting on Shake a little bit. That's pretty much the only reason why I said it.
Everyone got a point. All
Get no
right.
point for that.
But anyway, we are doing current events, y'all, and we're going to have a lot to talk about. But I feel like the most current thing to talk about is just the weather. So, y'all, talk to me. What's going on with the weather?
wait, hold up. Wait, fuck
Hold
his
on.
segment. We're not talking about his segment yet. Hold up.
Fuck my weather.
How you going to tell me that we
you
not going to
want-
moderate Shake segment, son?
I call.
Yeah, he too
I call
busy
this shit
drinking his
into a
damn
feud.
tea.
Go ahead,
Wait.
Flash. Go ahead.
Wait, we talking about impugn, okay? So I had a case that I want to talk about real quick. All right. So
Right.
bam.
Okay.
This
There we
dude
go.
from Chicago was just released from jail last week, Tuesday. Apparently, a man named Kevin Dugar. He was released from prison not too long ago. He was serving almost 20 years for killing a rival gang member, and he was supposed to serve, I guess, 54 years for it. But what had happened was his twin brother, Carl Smith, who is currently serving 99 years in prison for a home invasion or in jail, whatever. He actually wrote his brother a letter confessing to the actual crime. All right. So right now, homeboy just got like released and he's in like a transitional facility or whatnot. And I
How
wanted
long
to
he
talk
did time
about
again?
this.
I'm sorry.
He served almost 10 years or so already.
Okay.
Bro,
Or maybe
Bro.
almost 20 actually. Maybe almost 20. I think that's what it was.
Okay.
I got to
And the
check.
sentence was 40 years?
bro,
The sentence was 20
55
years.
years, you said?
bro,
Well, no, his
I'm going.
right, 54
These
years. No,
numbers is
no, I'm
off,
sorry.
man.
Look,
Just stats.
nigga.
No,
look,
I
if
got
he
it. I got
He
it.
was gonna serve
Nah.
54 years.
He was going to serve 54 years. He served
He
20.
only did 20.
He served 20, right?
And his brother is
Okay.
currently serving 99
99 years.
for
That's
home
what
invasion.
fucked me up.
Got
Like,
it.
they
I
both
got
was in
Bro.
prison.
It's a lot of numbers
I
here.
got
It's
it.
a lot of numbers in
Yeah.
there, okay?
I got it. I got it.
So I had to burn the question for y'all, okay, before we even talk about this. But if you were wrongfully convicted for a crime that your sibling committed, could you find it in your heart to forgive your sibling?
He knew his brother did that shit. He was holding it down.
Nigga.
He knew his brother did that
Yeah,
shit.
but he
was
didn't have
holding
to hold it down.
down.
The brother got 99 years. Why
That's
not just add that on to
And,
him?
and there's a part of me that wants to
You
talk
didn't
about
even
that.
have
Like
to wait
that, like the
20
brother's
years, so
doing
you're like-
99 years in jail.
Yo,
So it's like,
99,
damn.
bro.
Yo, okay. This is a burner
Why you
question,
doing
bro.
people like that? 99,
And the brother
though?
could have went in after the fact. So
Is
that's
this
another
a
thing.
burner?
This is a
That's
burner.
definitely a burner. That's one hell of a burner, Flash.
I need new burner cards. My cards is looking
No,
janky.
he flat.
Nah,
Mash
it's in the
just
drive,
sent us a
TJ.
few.
Not on Mash.
Hold
Mash
up,
is
man.
done with the burner card assignment. I put it in the drive.
Yeah, he definitely put him in
Yeah,
the
he
drive,
just
no
sent it
doubt.
to us.
No, I know. We gotta get it
All right.
printed on nice stuff.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
we
So
All right, so we got
That's
Thank
dope.
you, Shake.
we have 3 people, myself,
Wait, Mo got 2
TJ,
answers.
and Mo saying
don't
for
know.
sure, no doubt. And we have the other 3 brothers, Flash, Shake, and the Spew God saying
I'm
sophisticatedly
putting
ratchet.
sophisticated ratchet because I put yes and no. Yeah.
So we got a little Mo. She's switching sides. She's going to sophisticatedly
No,
ratchet
I'm gonna say
side.
yeah. I'm gonna say yes because that's
Yeah.
my. That's
All right, so she coming back to our side. She coming
Yo,
back
so
to the
so
yes
peep
side.
game. All right,
Yeah, why
first and
sophisticated ratchet Shake?
foremost, I'm gonna call into impugn the twin brothers statement, okay?
Get a point.
Because the nigga is doing 99 years. That shit sound like some Weebay shit. I don't know if anybody fucked with The Wire, but this nigga Weebay confessed to murders that he didn't even do because he was already doing the years. So I don't even
Yeah,
believe
he already
that
had life,
shit.
so he just
You know what I'm
caught more
saying?
like it
Like,
was burgers.
He just
caught
like,
more
yo,
of shit.
throw that on there. I did that too.
Yeah, I did that too.
Yep, I did
Mhm.
that. You know what I'm saying? So
A
you
little
got
man on the
99
projects,
years.
yeah, I'll take that. Yeah.
You-
Mhm.
So now you could get your brother out of jail. On that note, my brother is my hero, if that's the case. Other than that, if I'm serving crime and I did 10 years and you knew for 10 motherfucking years that I've been in jail and you outside
20
and I'm in jail for something you did, son, 20 joints. Nigga, I'm sorry. Son, I can't fuck with you no more. I can't fuck with you.
Like, there's a part of me that like
that's your
like,
twin. And in the games, you're taught like loyalty like that.
Right, so I mean, got a twin.
I have a lot of that. Yeah.
Like the reason why I said like I said yes was because I was thinking about like what Shake said in regards to like The Wire. I'm thinking like both the brothers is in prison, so I'm like, yo, they both probably got a little code or some shit internally that they may respect. Like obviously they ain't like snitching ain't a concern for either. They doing the time, no question.
Right.
So it had like something to me thinks there's something else is a fact, and maybe it's just family.
Right. I think to me, I said. Yeah, I think I said I'm on both sides because number one, what if the brother really didn't? What if he really didn't know that his brother did it? And I mean, he, sometimes he could have went in there just thinking I'm falsely accused. You get what I'm saying? That's the point. That's the kind of part that I'm not sure of. If he did know, then I'm gonna forget my sibling because you know why? He's still serving time anyway. So serve your time for the shit you committed and said that I did or whatever. So on that aspect, because I know your ass is still in there. You get what I'm saying? So I probably like, all right.
99 years. That shit is just like
99 years, right? Go ahead.
I feel like it takes the grudge away. Like I can't even hate you. It's like my nigga, you doing 99 years, I only get 20. You got it?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Flash, what's the question again, please? I want to make sure I'm answering it right. What's the question
So
again?
I said, if you were wrongly convicted for a crime that your sibling committed, could you find
not even sibling, your twin? Because they were twins.
Even,
Your twin, your twin.
I gotta say sibling because I ain't got a twin. That's a whole different reality. I couldn't imagine having another dude walking around look just like me, like and have to.
Well, that's what I'm saying, twin, because it was that. I don't have a twin.
I'm the real spew god. You're not the real spew god.
So anyway, could I forgive a sibling who had me doing time? Because if you're talking about the scenario you gave, that's a wild one. But if my sibling murdered somebody and had me in prison sitting up and they was free. Right, they was out here living their life. Like I could not forgive that person. Like that's crazy. Like how could you do that?
Right.
What the fuck?
But if you go off of the scenario,
if they doing 99 years and you get out,
said he's in jail doing 99 years. So
off the scenario that Flash gave is different because those are two criminals. Like those are they have both in jail. Like I'm sure, like Boogie said, they have a communication amongst themselves of what's really going on.
But that's the scenario that he gave. So I'm saying stick to that scenario. That's all.
I was in jail. My sibling was in jail, and we was. Could I give them? Only if I didn't know.
Like Max, let me ask. Let me flip it on you, bro. Because in this situation, let's say that like you get out, you're doing 20 years, and he's doing 99 years or whatever. The question I want to ask you: why would you hold a grudge against him at this point? Like your man's doing 99, he's cooked. So it's like, what further anger could you have against him at that point? Like, and why would you? That's what I'm saying.
I don't think with those type of dynamics that him being in jail makes him think he's cooked. Like I'm pretty sure that he's been in jail for X.
That's life.
That's his life now. Like I'm pretty sure like he's accustomed to what that's going to be moving forward because that's what it is. You know what I mean? So he may not see it as him being cooked per se. You know, this is whatever you chose. You was living that life. So this is what happens to niggas who live that life, and you got to accept that sometimes. You know, but to put me in jail because of your shit, bro.
No, to allow you to go to jail.
Right. That's wild, bro. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't think I would fucking try to go beat up my brother or kill my brother.
I feel like that anger wouldn't rise.
That's the only piece that's missing for me. Like, and that's why I said in my response, if I did not know, right? If I'm just being falsely accused, right? Then that's something different. So
yeah. So for me, I was just gonna say like. And now, if I'm the type of nigga where I'm out here in these streets, I'm gang banging. I know I probably got bodies. Me and my brother, you know, we this is just what we do. We gang banging.
Right. We was born and raised at this.
Right, born and raised. My bad boys for life. Okay, my brother goes to jail, and then they hit me with some case, and I go to jail for them saying like, "Hey, yeah, you murdered this dude." I'm gonna feel like that's karma catching up to me. Part of that. So. That's why it's sophisticatedly ratchet. But now, if you're talking about me, my life, my current life, mild-mannered, Flash Gooden, you know, I tap on computers. I'm IT, okay?
Right, exactly.
My brother's a law-abiding citizen. Okay, if he do a crime and I would go to jail for my brother depending on like what the circumstances are. I'll just be honest. Like if
police try to wrongly take him, I know you ain't gonna just sit back and just let him take him. Of course, like I imagine you probably put up some resistance with it, like on some like clearly wrong shit.
Yeah. So like, but no, if my brother knew that he did some shit and I'm over here trying to live my best life and he's seen me doing bad because of something a circumstance that he put me in, I can never forgive him. I can never forgive him because for me, I would never put him in that circumstance in the first place anyway. So it's more like that's how much love I got for you, my brother. So if you got to do your time, do your time. Look, I'm gonna have money, whatever you need when you get back out. You could trust in me for that shit, but don't put me under the bus. Nah. So that's why it's sophisticatedly ratchet.
I feel you. Anybody else want to jump in on that before we move on?
Yeah, for me, it's an automatic yes. I would forgive my brother. I feel like you did 20 years. You know, unfortunately, in our communities, when you're really young, you're in the gang life, you're in the stupid shit, and it takes some time for you to wake up. And I'm sure 20 years, you're like, yo, what the fuck am I doing here? I'm wasting my whole life. And my brother already got 99 years. Like, we both don't got to lose our lives in this place. You know, like, I'm going to forgive him. I'm going to add this shit onto his 99 years or whatever. And I'm going to go out and live my life. What's the sense of, dwelling in it? Y'all both locked up. Y'all both did dirt. Y'all were both dumb and young, and y'all allowed the bullshit to take over y'all. And that's why y'all in this situation. Why should both of our lives be ruined? So yes, I'm going to forgive him. I'm going to add this on top of his 99 and, support him however I can.
TJ,
why hold on to it? Live your life.
I'm so confused by your statement because in your statement, the guy with the 20 years is coming to fruition when I really believe that the guy with the 99 years had to come to like a conclusion that I'm not going to ruin my brother's life. You know what I'm saying? Because he would have to be the one to make a decision to help his brother. You feel what I'm saying?
Correct, but guess what?
But the only decision
would I forgive him? Yes, I would.
Is whether you're okay with the fact that he let you sit in jail for 20 years.
Yeah, because I'm sure they did other shit that they could have been locked up for too.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? If y'all doing shit to get you locked up for 54 years and 99 years, y'all did a lot of shit together that maybe you didn't get caught for exactly. Maybe
that's crazy. Y'all are judging the shit out of people who get sent to jail. That's horrible. Don't do that.
What happens.
99 years, nigga.
That is.
I mean, I do need to understand why exactly he's in jail for that time.
Career criminals, cuz.
That's not always the case, and that is wrong to think.
Yeah,
you're right. It's not always the case.
Just because people get sentenced to long sentences in time doesn't mean they're criminals. I mean, criminals, but they don't have criminal histories. It just so happens that you get sentenced to long amounts of time.
Let me ask you a question.
Remember, wrongful convictions are a thing, y'all.
Matt, do you think odds are that these two were career criminals? I mean,
I wanted to.
You're not a career criminal. I'm sure they were young when that shit started.
I think it's unfair for me to make a decision like that on not knowing these people.
And TJ, I just wanted to ask you, like, because Flash brought up a point, which, like, in terms of real life, it makes sense. And so I'm thinking about you and Mo, and it's like, let's say that, like 20 years ago, she, like, whatever, she was in jail. Oh, I'm trying to think of y'all both being in prison. You, TJ, you get out, but Mo's still in prison doing 99. But for the 20 years that you served, Mo sent you a letter like, yo, it was me that put you in prison. And I'm trying to ask you the way Flash answered, would you forgive Mo in that situation?
After you spent 20 years.
After you spent 20 years in prison, Mo's doing 99, but you found out that
the conversation, the 20 years has been gone, done with. I have to forgive her and move on with my life.
Have to.
Okay.
What else I'm gonna do? I already did the 20 years. Listen, however,
I think about the personal betrayal, and I feel like that would hit heavy.
Yeah.
For me. But like for you, I get it. Like peace of mind.
Y'all niggas is brushing off how long 20 years is. Y'all
20 years
a
long time.
Word, nigga.
Fucking time. That was all of college. That was all of high school. My
nigga, 2 weeks in prison is time for me. Like that's time.
I get it. No, it is a long time. And of course, so let's be real. Of course, a natural reaction is you're gonna be upset.
I would be upset.
Yeah, you're realizing.
I feel like
you're realizing. Right, you're realizing like, yo, I can't get this time back. Yo, I was in here not knowing that my siblings did this to me, right? But after all of that, you realize, well, shit, he got his karma because he in there 99 anyway. So why am I gonna, it is what it is. You still serving time. I'm out. You know, I can't get back my 20 years, but you still.
I feel like at the only time homeboy could have really been happy is when he realized he was getting out.
Right.
Like at that moment, like, I'm out of here because of this shit. Thank you so much. All right, everything else, whatever. It's washed.
Even though
now he out, I'm sure that he got a different outlook on it. But
of course,
that is fucked up.
It is.
Yeah, that's a pill to swallow, no doubt on that.
It's true. If it's true, because in my opinion, I still think he killed that nigga. I'm crazy.
But he's just trying to look out for his brother, is what you think?
Yeah, since he's doing 99 years already, he took
that's true.
Yo, just real quick, I want to retract. I was right the first time. He served 10 years, not 20 years, 10 years.
Okay,
10 years is still a long time.
Still a long time.
10 years is a long time.
Still a long time. 10 to 20 still the same for me because shit, I can't do a day.
Nah, 10 years definitely less than 20 years. That's definitely 10 years definitely less than 20.
No, it is. But what I'm saying is jail is jail. A day in jail, you know,
that shit different.
No.
Once you start getting the plurals after the first, like after 6 months, that's just a lot of times for all I'm concerned. For people that's just not in prison life at all.
As someone who's never been to prison, I can't speak on what prison is like, but I can't wrap my mind around getting comfortable in a place where I'm not free to make my own decisions. That's why I'm not down with the military. That's why I'm not down with like any type of like fraternity type shit. Like anything that takes away my freedoms as an individual, I am not down for. And I think that's probably why I stay on the straight and narrow and not want to go to jail. Because I don't want nobody taking my fucking freedom, yo.
Yeah, I don't want nobody taking my ass, my nigga. And to be honest, you like to say, and Mash, you know, I don't disagree with you that you never been there, so you can't really discuss it. But at the end of the day, my nigga, I've heard stories, I've watched Scared Straight. Yo, all these niggas can't be lying about getting their asses taken in jail, nigga. The shit happens. Okay, I don't want to go to jail, nigga.
I think it all depends on the character of the booty that's being taken, bro. Like if your booty is the type to be penetrated, bro, you should be scared, bro. You should now move on.
I'm fighting for this nigga.
I'm fighting for my ass.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, women be saying I got a nice ass. I don't want. Imagine some nigga just walk by.
Flash, thank you so much for the sneak topic of twin court brother pardon type shit that's going on in Chirac. Anyway, we're moving on. I did want to talk about the weather and just New York as a whole, like in terms of like TJ talking about earlier how like the new mayor pretty much had the Bronx shovel. And I just want to kind of talk about how life is in New York overall, weather-wise and just social-wise, because I heard about some shootings going on over there as well.
I was going to lead this. Let me lead this.
Go ahead, my brother.
So fuck the weather, okay? It snowed real bad this weekend.
I like that. Go ahead.
It was trash. It was trash, bro. I hate the snow. You know what I'm saying? I think it snowed for about a foot and a half. All right. And let me just tell what happened with me and shit during this snow bullshit. And the reason why I'm really upset is because I was on one of these main streets, right? And I was on a main street, and for some reason the plows always push the snow to the left. Well, we know why it does, because it wants to push it from the middle of the road. It pushes it to the right. I'm sorry, to the right. I was on the right side. It pushed the snow against my car. My car stayed there all day. I went there that night, and the snow was compressed against my car all the way up to like the middle of the window. Damn near almost covered the car. Like, it was crazy, bro. It took me an hour and a half to shovel that out. I hate the snow. Now, I wanted to talk about my man Eric Adams, though, right? My man Eric Adams, this is in case you guys don't know who Eric Adams is, he is the second black mayor in New York, after David Dinkins. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. He dead, right? I think he dead. R.I.P. David Dinkins.
I'm really mad you asked it like that. Okay.
Let me check the facts. That is so horrible.
I'm really mad you asked it like that. Now we got to find that out.
He was like 100, like 30 years ago.
What's his name, my brother? Right. Jesus Christ.
I'm looking him up right now.
He was 130 years ago.
Keep going.
Okay. Do not call my statements into a Oppugn.
He passed.
R.I.P. With all due respect.
He actually recently passed in 2020, honestly.
Exactly. See?
November 23rd.
November 23rd, yeah.
He would have been so happy for somebody to be gone. He was so happy. He was right.
He was a dope mayor, by the way. My dad owned restaurants in Brooklyn, and he used to come to the Brooklyn restaurants eating West Indian food all the time. We have pictures with him.
That's what's up. Good. So Eric Adams is the second black man, and this is his first month on board, and this is his first snowstorm. I have to admit he did an amazing job. He made sure the roads were he cleared the roads as much as he could. Like you go outside right now, you can see a lot of the major roads are clear, and he's already getting onto the side roads. They were even getting on the side roads yesterday. They were doing so well. So I want to give him his big ups because Eric Adams and I guess if he had did a bad job, they would have been all in his ass. You already know.
Yeah, you're right.
New York is notorious for getting on people when they fuck up with snow.
Can I say something about this real quick?
Go ahead, TJ.
So, in the past, and Mo is my witness, she would be out there helping me shovel out my car. Usually, they come to the Bronx after the snow's already cleared everywhere else. You know what I mean? So that's usually like 2-3 days later. So we usually are kind of, fending for ourselves.
Yeah. They come after y'all pretty much did the shoveling more or less.
Pretty much. And what they do is, which is really messed up about it. I'm trying not to curse as much. What's really messed up about it is that the snow gets harder over days.
Yes, over days.
So say, for instance, you shoveled your car out and then they come with the plow and it blocks your car in, and that's not easy to shovel because it's not soft snow anymore.
Yeah,
this is ice, and that shit is terrible. But I'm gonna be honest, I was not expecting his ass to do such a good job and have the trucks come through like my block.
Like that block,
they'll go to the main streets, but not the block. So they came, blocked my car, and I couldn't even open the driver's side door. It was covered all the way up to the top. I didn't use a shovel. I'm very proud of myself. Black girl magic. I used a broom. And I just gunned that shit. I went in drive, then I went in reverse. I went in drive, and it just cleared out the snow.
So
shout out to Vince.
Shout out to Mercedes taking care of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Me and Noah was out there in the trenches on day one. Noah had on his, anybody that doesn't know Noah's my dog. He had on his little booties, and he was out there like, I think, well, he actually likes the snow, in my opinion. And we was trucking out there. It was bad. It was good. What I did notice is that initially when it snowed, our building didn't clear out the front. And at first I was like, why they didn't clear the front? But I understand why. Because at the time when I went out, it was actually still snowing. It was still snowing. So that was kind of smart on their part. So the minute it stopped snowing is when they came to I guess our super came and cleared out everything. Because I was wondering that usually he's very good with clearing out the front of the building, but it wasn't cleared yet. But it was still snowing at the time a little bit. So
gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just say real quick, like I moved out New York. I live in Atlanta right now, and I feel like Atlanta winters are real different than like New York winters. You'll see dudes out here still in like they jogger shorts and all this other shit. Like they don't treat winter like New York do.
Winter gets no respect out here.
Not at all. I mean,
no respect.
I mean,
that's why they're taking it out on New York.
Fair, but like they do panic a little bit when it comes to like when they start hearing like, oh, we about to get a cold front, so they start buying up like the bread and shit.
Crazy from what I'm hearing. The traffic in the road.
But bro, it don't be nothing out here. It's like we talking about less than an inch, and niggas is acting like this is World War Z, and it's not the case.
Nah, but, we definitely had a snowstorm recently. We had like less than like 2 inches of snow. But
I don't even qualify as a snowstorm.
It just came down so because it came down so consistently, right? And people would, go into stores and go buy all the, get gas and all of that shit. But at the same time, it's like, just stay in the house. Stay in the house. Where you going?
And the weather gets warm enough where it just melt.
It melt the next day. It's gone. Like all the snow that came.
Remember what happened to Texas? Was that last year? Texas,
Yeah. Like, when it snowed and it was like that was last year.
So they was nervous. They had to go buy shit.
Emergency.
People do.
That definitely was
like that. Emergency. Yo, I'm talking to a guy. No, sorry, this is hilarious. I'm talking to a guy that thinks that the world is going to end soon because of this whole vaccine mandate. So
I'm down with that nigga.
No, I know you are. I know you are. He's like, I got cans of tuna fish. The nigga is a vegan. He's like, yeah, because you know what? When the end of the world is coming, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he's not gonna be
vegan. Who cares about being vegan? I'm gonna eat tuna fish out the can, and I'm like, okay. And he's like, I'm gonna be frying it up. And I was laughing at him. And he was like, and all my neighbors and all the people laughing at me, y'all gonna smell my tuna fish frying up and gonna want some of my tuna fish. And I'm like, I don't think nobody gonna want no damn tuna fish. Okay?
Yo, no lie, when the populists do come in, it be them niggas that be king. It be them weirdo niggas.
Go come find him.
I cannot.
They may not be looking for tuna, but they go come find him.
You should not be laughing at him, okay? Because you never know.
He wants to give me a walkie-talkie.
when
the
zombies
apocalypse break out, that'd be the most valuable play out there on planet Earth. Real talk, them type
the
niggas.
Best person to find, all right.
Yo, that's what my
them
mother.
niggas is prepped and ready.
He needs to get a gun. That's what he needs.
He has a gun.
He probably got one already.
And he has seeds.
Yo.
He has seeds for a lot of fruits and vegetables. He's like, I'm a plant.
He's not fucking around.
What you need to do is not overlook the reality behind what my man is preaching right now, right?
Right.
I think it's really interesting. I think it's really interesting that we all be getting shots for shit that don't work. Message, right? I think it's really interesting we get shots for shit that don't work. Niggas,
and the solution to the shit when it don't work is to get more shots. Keep in mind.
Not only are we getting more shots, we put mandates on the people who won't get this shot because we all know this shit don't work. But don't you dare not get this shit. Don't you fucking dare. And then one day it's gonna be a fucking red moon in the fucking sky, and it's gonna turn everybody's fucking shot cells to turn into zombies.
Okay, now we go into conspiracy.
Y'all gonna be hungry.
Okay.
You gonna want brains.
It was okay until you started with the zombies and all that.
Yeah,
that's your Red Star magazine,
cool, brother. Until you said the Red Moon.
But
there's some Gotham City shit just now, brother.
Anybody who needs refuge, come find MASH because I've been preparing for this shit. All right.
Real talk, I got you. Though. If the moon turned red on God, I'm coming to you.
Come find me.
The blood moon.
Real shit.
Yo, what's that movie called? The shit where they be killing everybody? The Purge? No, the Purge. The Purge.
Oh, Purge.
Like everybody pick a day. Yeah, so I'm not even gonna hold you. Like I found myself in the gun shop out here yesterday. And I'm trying to get my legal firearms and shit. So I go to some joint. It's like fucking Toys R Us for guns in this bitch. So I'm picking up everything. I'm sitting here posing like Rambo in the bitch, and I'm squeezing it. And I'm sitting here like, yo, I'm about to buy all this shit. And
is it cheap? How much is a gun?
I mean, you can get a nice size, something like one of these Rambo shits for like $500. I'm sitting here like, yo, I'm buying all of this shit. And so I was real excited and shit. And I remember the dude coming over. He was like, you from New York, right? And I was like, yup. He's like, you going to love this shit. So just know, I'm preparing for this shit.
He said it like that. Like, you going to love this shit, my nigga.
Yo, because guess what's going to happen, Flash? That nigga gonna have the tuna, but you gonna have the guns, bro.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Bro, we got aliens, we got the mandates, we got the shots, bro. I'm preparing, okay?
Yo, that's on God. Y'all think like I be playing when I be talking about the shit I be talking about. Zombies is gonna come. We already got aliens.
We feel you, nigga. We appreciate
proof that aliens exist. This is a real thing. Look it up, Google it, my nigga. Aliens are here. We getting these vaccines. The next nigga's gonna be zombies. Y'all be ready. Watch your friends. Watch your neighbors.
Yo, bro, if I turn
into a zombie, but now on a serious note, though, but like since we half an hour and I did want to
yes,
go ahead, Flash. What's up, bro?
Thank you, moderator.
I got you, Flash.
No. Shake was asking if he ever turned to a zombie to like off myself. I'll be the first nigga to do it, bro. You don't even gotta you don't even gotta say nothing, bro. I'm gonna give you that.
I didn't say kill me.
You stabbed me. That nigga
wasn't find the cure.
He wasn't.
I said find the cure.
You said find the cure.
Sticker Flash. It's like, nah, my nigga, I'm over you first as I get, my nigga. You dead?
Piece of crap.
But this is kind of a bad segue, but I did want to kind of, unfortunately it's just that time where, January we have a lot of RIPs. Unfortunately, Regina King's son, musician Ian Alexander Jr. recently passed at the age of 26. And this was, I believe, reported as a suicide, and that is pretty much all I have. So just my well wishes to her. Unfortunately, that's just one of few that's kind of passed.
And I also wanted to jump in and talk and just say RP to the 2 officers that lost their life here in New York City. There's been a lot around that. That was a big deal in Harlem. That was a big deal.
Was that also involved with the baby being shot as well?
It was one officer that died, and one was in critical condition. The other officer passed. I think one of them was like 20. They were young, like 22 years old. So it's a lot, man. And hopefully New York is getting better. I guess that we really need to look into our gun laws and where's all these damn guns coming from.
Good luck on that. Gun laws don't rarely get touched. You know that.
Well, no, they're talking about that. I mean, our mayor is talking. I'm talking about New York. He's talking about like really, like they're really looking at where these guns coming from. Matter of fact,
They've been talking about gun laws for decades. Like they always do that, talking about gun laws. We know for a fact nothing ever goes from that. Like the gun makers, they control like they got a lot of sway.
But you know what I learned recently, Boogie, and I'm actually starting to side with this guy a little bit. This is the end of the life guy that I'm telling you guys about. He said he was like, the gun laws really affect the people that are the law-abiding citizens that have a license, and that's the problem because it's not affecting the criminals that are getting, random guns from anywhere and using it illegally. So he's like, we're suffering from, criminals doing it, when you guys change the gun laws. And he says, like, by law, I can only have 10 rounds. What if the criminal has 20 rounds? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you better be a better shot.
That's what I'm saying. But
it's like what TJ's saying makes sense. It's like the politicians punish the citizen that doesn't break the law, but the criminals who are breaking the law, they're still at an advantage. So it's the average citizen is fucked in the end.
And I'm not gonna lie, some of the gun laws do matter. Like he said, now I gotta get a psych test to renew the license or something like that, or for people to get it. And I'm like, that's a good idea.
That's a good thing.
That's not a good. And I'm just like, no, that is a good idea. He's like,
it is. I think you should get
harder. And I was like, if you have any psych issues, you should not.
Then you should not have a gun. I agree. I think.
The real issue is that people could just get guns illegally without question. That's clearly how it just happens.
It's for the criminals. So maybe the gun law should be harder for the criminals, not the people that are actually licensed and carrying.
They do make it hard for the criminals, but criminal going criminal when it comes to guns.
I know. They're gonna criminalize.
When you go criminal, and a law-abiding citizen can turn into a criminal real easy. Okay,
they're gonna impugn that shit every chance they get.
That's what I'm about to say. They're gonna impugn.
Every chance they get. Everywhere.
I do want to mention something else that happened in New York with guns really quick. This 11-month-old baby got shot in the face. She was in critical condition. I really don't know how she's doing now, but it's just to say how senseless the shootings have been in New York City right now.
It's always senseless when the kids get shot, for real.
Yeah, and it wasn't even late at night. It was like 6 p.m. and they were in a parked car.
What was the shootout involving?
It had nothing to do. It was like a stray bullet that hit the baby in the face.
So he was just shooting to shoot. Oh, that's
I guess.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, they haven't found any of the suspects. I think it said, but the mayor is committed to getting it, solving it.
I mean, people shouldn't be shooting out in broad day. So if they got to go hard to make people uncomfortable for that, that's crazy. But broad day, for no reason, that's crazy.
That's crazy. I just want to say this one thing.
Insanity.
Okay, either you die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Hope we're not talking about the criminals.
What?
Colloquialism. Just keep it going.
Jesus.
Just keep it going.
I impugn that statement.
Thank you.
Okay, but I want to share something before we move on. Is that okay, guys?
That is perfectly okay, Mo.
Yes.
Sorry, TJ. Go ahead.
You mentioned suicide, and I think a lot of our people are suffering from depression. There's a lot going on right now, and suicide prevention is key. I want to share the hotline for suicide prevention, or you can talk to someone if you are feeling those things. So it's 1-800-273-8255. And we'll put that in the show notes too, because a lot of our Black men are just feeling like despair, and a lot of them turn to suicide. Yes. 1-800-273-8255.
I used to be super critical about people who committed suicide. But I feel like, I'll never understand it. You know what I'm saying? Well, at least I'd like to think I'd never understand it. You know what I mean? And that's probably what it is. You don't understand what people are going through that will put them in that mental condition where they will want to do something like that to themselves. And, hopefully I'm never there, that just sounds like.
Obviously I would never be no expert on this, but I can definitely understand just feeling just having a bad day where you just feel low and just nothing matters. I feel like for some people it's just more intense than others in terms of that feeling, and that that can kind of lead into it. That's just from my personal experience, from people I've spoken with and dealt with, and just my personal experiences overall. But yeah, suicide is a real ass motherfucking feeling. It seems like it's heavy on the person. Versus the external feeling that someone else may be, I guess, seeing or feeling or whatever, but it's heavy on that particular person, much heavy. Anyway,
I mean, go ahead, Flash.
Nah, that kind of triggered me a little bit because it actually hit me at a time when when I was doing cable, I'll be in and out of a lot of people's cribs or whatnot, and I just remember one place I was visiting. It was somewhere in the projects or whatnot, and I was probably like on the 7th floor somewhere, and all I remember is like hearing like a super loud thud, and come to find out, you put two and two together because it sounded like unreal and shit. But apparently, like somebody had jumped off the building and shit. I'm just saying,
oh
like,
shit,
yeah. And I was just saying here, like, yo, damn, like, yo, what would possess somebody to do that? Like, it just like hit me how close I was to like just being in like an area where somebody like made that life or death decision to say, like, yo, I'm offing myself, and it was just like, yeah.
You feel like you could have done something to change it if you?
No, I don't think I could have done nothing because I didn't. Yeah, I didn't know. But now, granted, I'm the type of person where if I seen somebody that was really
jump off a bridge or something, you would try.
Like, I would talk. Yeah, I would talk. Absolutely.
I feel like it's real because like Regina King's son, it's not like Regina King's respected woman in Hollywood, so I didn't hear anything like in terms of ill happening. So you think someone that you assume that everything's kind of good.
It'd be those kids that be experiencing the most though. They're around a lot of stuff. I don't want to say anything because I don't know what he was around or anything like that. I don't want to put anything out there, but
I do feel like that feeling of suicide and just that depression overall. It really doesn't matter your income, your state of life. Like you could be the son of a celebrity, the son of a billionaire, but you can still have those kind of feelings, like regardless. So
if you guys saw somebody jumping off the bridge, do you all feel like you would like stop and try to stop that person?
I'm not gonna allow them to pull me down, but I might try to have a conversation.
If I saw somebody's about to jump, I'd be like, "Yo, my man, like, yo, it's cool." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but I'd feel compelled to like.
I think I was going to full. I think I was going to full like licensed social, like really trying to de-escalate them. Like, let's like really trying to talk to them. It's a hell of a thing. When I just think
if I can get them down for 5 minutes to get some coffee, it's like, yo, maybe that 5 minutes changed their life forever. Like you don't.
But when I really think of Regina King, like just to go back to her real quick, it's really sad. This is her only child. This is her only child. That's what killed. I'm an only child, so I understand. I can't imagine what she's going through. To that's your legacy, and to lose that, you know what I mean. You have nothing. You get what I'm saying? So it just grown too. It just hurts. Like it hurts my heart for her because it's like that's her only child, man.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. for real.
And so we are going to kind of move on. And ladies, I definitely want to give y'all some time to shine. So I will actually let Mo, if she wants to go forward with the social media news.
Okay, so I'm not going to touch on too much. Really big what's going on. Of course, everybody's talking about Tom Brady, whether he's going to retire or he's not going to retire. So that remains to be seen. We know Tom Brady's a football player. He's a quarterback. One of the most.
I apologize. I think he's just off the playoffs. So I believe didn't he just retire just recently?
Yeah, he didn't retire.
No, he lost the playoffs, but it's talking. The big talk is whether he's going to retire or not. It's not specified whether he is
giving sports
or
news.
Yes, I'm multi
football.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Also, another thing, I don't know if you guys know, this has been a little bit of controversy, believe it or not. Minnie Mouse, we all know that Minnie Mouse always had on her red dress and her thing. Yeah. They actually are changing it. Stella McCartney is the designer, and they're putting Minnie Mouse in a pantsuit, and it's blue. And that's really been a big thing.
Blue polka dot.
All the haters are like, "Oh, why are you changing my Minnie Mouse and all that?"
I mean, even people are saying, why they couldn't even do it in red. And they just said,
and I bet you they're making a deal at the pantsuit, like why it's not a skirt or some dumb shit like that, right?
Yeah, it's a progress in the empowerment for a new generation. I like her in the dress.
I mean, isn't the point is you could do both? You could do the pantsuit or the traditional things.
Yeah, she does wear other outfits too.
Wait, do she still got the bow on her head?
Yeah, she got the bow. It's a bow. She still has the bow. It's a blue bow and it's a blue bow.
Oh, I couldn't even see it. Okay.
It's like it's Disney, so I know Disney doing is not for the kids; it's only for profit. So I'm only thinking about, okay, how are they doing it to make money? It's just to get attract new people. I don't know. Like they're not doing it for us, so I don't know.
It reminded me that she looked like Ellen.
I knew somebody was gonna go there. I feel like that's what people are thinking.
Ellen,
that you put her not in a pants dress. Ellen DeGeneres, the gay woman.
Oh, is that what they're trying to do?
I think that's what he's saying, and I think they're trying to make inclusivity and maybe
and
that's
gender.
something. Yeah.
Like, is that pantsuit thing supposed to be some sort of sign of that? Because I remember watching Hawkeye episode 1 and seeing Kate Bishop in a similar outfit, and I was like, I don't know, like people, I don't know. I remember seeing a comment on YouTube asking that, and I was like, is that supposed to be a thing?
No. It shouldn't be that.
Yo,
it shouldn't be that.
Yo, real quick. Yo, how y'all think Minnie Mouse is?
Definitely.
You know how you.
And I think they're only doing it for the wait. And I think they're only doing it for the month of March too. By the way.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay.
That's even better.
It's only temporary.
What Flash? Go ahead, Flash.
No,
And it's
wait.
Not to wait. Let me just finish. And it's to commemorate the International Women's Day and the 30th anniversary of Disneyland Paris. So both of which are going to be celebrated next month, which will be in March. So that's what that was for. All right,
that makes sense.
Now I was just asking how y'all think some of these characters are, because when I see characters like Popeye and shit, Popeye's probably at least like 50 or some shit. Tom and Jerry, Tom probably look about like 50. So I was trying to figure out how old is Minnie Mouse? Like
they don't age.
Kind of old.
Our cartoons don't age. Okay.
They don't.
Minnie, you want to? If I go, you know how old they trying to say Minnie Mouse is?
I mean, how old you think the Simpson kids are? Them niggas.
Minnie Mouse is 93.
Gotta touch 75.
How old is Maggie?
Minnie Mouse is 93.
But the current age 93? You see them at right now though, like what age did you see him stuck
at? She was born November 18th,
what age is she?
I mean, like characters like that, they're universal. You can make them whatever age you want. That's why I don't really care about the outfit so much, because you can change it however you feel.
I'm gonna say she's about 22. You know what I'm saying? Still young.
Wait, Minnie Mouse currently?
Minnie Mouse,
like Minnie Mouse. Like
I don't know. That's a little girl.
Maggie like 36 right now.
Nah, the little girl.
Minnie Mouse?
Maggie like 36.
She out there getting popping.
Maggie Simpson, yeah, for sure. She had like two husbands.
She's been a baby for forever. I'm high now. I'm high.
So the last thing Minnie Mouse is 93. I'm just saying. But the last thing I'm gonna touch on.
She'd have been around the world. Yeah.
Yes. The last thing I'm gonna touch on is that I don't know if y'all saw it. Check it out, because this is kind of a buzz now too. Janet Jackson did a documentary.
I was gonna talk about that.
About the titty pop.
Everything. It's that's in there. That's in there as well. But it's on my life.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was there. I saw when the titty popped out. It was amazing.
Mo, go ahead, Mo. Go ahead.
She did a documentary from, I want to say they started in 2017, if I'm not mistaken, up until 2020. It covers her life. It covers her complete life from her childhood up onto her being a mother currently right now. Certain things was talked about in the documentary. I know one thing that people was making a big deal about is that about her and Jermaine Dupri, like how he cheated on her. She loved Jermaine Dupri. She would have had however many babies for him, but he cheated on her. So she walked away from that. But it's just to see the progression of, how she fit in with the family, how she talked a little bit about the dynamics of the Scream video, how she felt like they tried to pin her and Michael against each other. That's where really, and she was like, that's my brother. Like they had them guarded off into one section. He's over here and she's over there. And that's not what
I mean, that was a dope fucking video, but I never thought about being like competitive between the two.
And that video came up after the first trial that he had when he settled. And so if you listen to it, I'm tired of the injustice. I'm tired, like Michael was speaking about how he felt, because she was like, say how you feel about it. She said that she stuck behind her brother 100%. She said she kind of wished he would not have paid, because it just seems like you're guilty when you paid off. But she was just like, other than that, he had to do what was best for him. And she said the whole family was around him during that time. It was very deep. Like it was very detailed.
Janet Jackson don't really talk much about her personal life overall. So I'm actually interested about very interested in what's going on there. She did not reveal much about her personal life.
And Rebe was on there. We barely see Rebe. So I was very happy to see Rebe, who looks good, by the way.
Shout out to Janet Jackson. That's a notoriously private lady. Like she's made a mark in history, but she moves smooth.
I wanted to talk on the family. So I feel like shit hit me really deep while watching it. So she talked about her father, and she was I'm so grateful for my father, because he got us out of Gary, Indiana. And that's where it starts. The film starts with her going back to Gary, Indiana. And she's a little girl when she left, so she doesn't really remember a lot. But you could tell that at that time, Gary, Indiana was going through a lot. The whole racial injustice, just them being in like a very dangerous city. I said that they were like ranked on the top high, like murders.
Gary, Indiana was pretty crazy.
Yeah. So it was like ghetto. And so the father was very strict, but he was like, I didn't want my kids to be in a gang. I didn't want my kids in jail. I didn't want my kids dead. And so we think, and every time I think about Joe Jackson, I think of him
abuser.
fucking them up with that damn belt. You know what I'm saying? I saw him as a very mean man. And then I looked at how when the documentary went to like interviews, all of these damn white hosts were asking, how do you discipline them? How do you discipline them?
Yeah.
Why the hell are you asking me how I discipline my kids? It's like they painted him out to be such a horrible man. And in that movie,
he never said that he physically disciplined them.
Depicted as like a really strict father that didn't allow them to have no childhood, that you was beating their asses and shit like that. And on these actual interviews, he was like, they asked, how do you discipline them? He's like, well, control, and I take something away from them. It never showed him beating them, but when they created the movie, it was him fucking them up with the belt. They were all scared of Joseph and shit. Yeah, you know. But she also said, although he was strict, I get why he was strict at the time, and it served us right. We would not be living how we live right now if it wasn't for their father seeing a different future for their kids and that way out through entertainment. Yeah,
I would say
changed the world. It changed the world. They had hits for days. Okay,
yes. And she really picked up her father. She really picked up her father. And there's a video of her going back to Gary, where like Boogie said, Janet is to me a very private person, and I felt she was so open. Like as she's driving through Gary, it's the pictures of her brothers, the Jackson 5, when they were younger.
Like,
and she's just like, oh my God, and she gets so emotional because she's in Gary. She's like, look at that. She's like, everybody's looking up. She's like, except Michael, he's looking straight dead on. And just to see her.
Sorry, can you plug where this documentary is available?
It was it's on Lifetime.
Lifetime. Okay. It's on Lifetime, and it's like a part 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it was 4 parts, but it came on back to back. Yeah, it came on back to back. And it was just very interesting, and I was just like, yo, Janet,
and it was good to hear it from her. And she said that she's like, it's not an autobiography that somebody else made of me.
Which I think she's talking about the movie
that somebody else created, and we didn't have much to do with it. You know, it wasn't something like that. This is different. This is telling you the truth from my side, everything that I experienced.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it.
Thank you for that plug. I'm actually very interested in seeing that shit.
I'm really happy. Yeah. I'm really happy Michael Jackson didn't end up in the game because, you know.
Yeah.
That was,
I can't with you. You had to make a joke about it.
I don't know if y'all, it kind of it reminds me
of but it's good. But it's good. It's like, when you just
think about the decision, how it's impacted them for like the last
couple of decades. To me, the documentary made me smile. Like, just to hear the story, like, she was like, oh, I remember my father had a guitar. And they go under there and play. You know, they kind of broke everything down, but it was good. It was good.
If Michael Jackson was a game member, the Crip Walk would have been crazy, my nigga. They would have been.
That shit would have been the illest dance we all doing today. We all doing that shit today.
You know, Crip, bro. You know, Mike is old. Mike will be Crip.
Dance.
You know what it made me think of though? It made me think of also like Serena and Serena and his father.
Yeah.
You know,
I haven't watched the movie.
I need to see that movie. I didn't get to see that.
It's good, Mo. Come on.
Yeah, I want to watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
Like these fathers have these dreams for their children, and they stick to these fucking plans, and they fucking those things turn into world changing fucking children. Like, that shit is crazy. You know, like, and it's always interesting to see how each father approaches it. Like the Jacksons was raised a different kind of way through like, well, however that father decided to raise his family, and he got scrutinized by the public eye. But look at his results. Look at what he gave to
the fucking icons.
Tiger Woods' father was the same thing. They showed a video of Tiger Woods sitting in a high chair in the garage, and all his father played was videos of people hitting balls. To me, I felt like that was a lot. But look who he became. The first African American in golf history, you know.
I also think about his mindset as well. Like us looking at the outside, we may think that is extreme, but if motherfucking young Tiger Woods was really fascinated and fucking thirsty for golf like that to like absorb that shit, it's like, yo, that's a winning combination when you really think about it.
Look at Serena. Look at Serena's daughter right now.
Like I think about young Kobe, RP to Kobe, but as a kid, I imagine this motherfucker was fucking thirsty for fucking knowledge in terms of basketball, just coming up in the game and all that. So yeah, I just like that energy. Like fathers really give you that, or at least help develop
that.
Shout
out
if you
to
got
all
it.
the fathers, actually. Let's say
Hell
that.
Yeah.
Because you know sometimes they have a method to the madness.
They got a big picture that I guess they don't articulate well, but they try to put you in that position to see that big picture. Some of them.
And they're going from what they knew. Like Mash said, this is how he knew to raise his family, and they all have different experiences that allowed him to create.
And his family was very successful. He had 5 boys, Jackson 5. You had Joe Jackson. Then you had Janet. Like people you could say what you want about him.
Icons.
You could you could say what you want about him, but
he made the Jackson 5, and the Jackson 5
exactly.
made Michael Jackson. Like
yes, and it made Janet Jackson.
And it made Janet.
I'm not even tripping off Janet's success. I'm just talking about Mike. Like Mike alone is amazing to me because of the way his music touches me to this day. Right?
To this day.
He was a living legend a decade before he passed.
As an artist, this dude is so impactful. But I think about when he was a kid singing in the Jackson 5.
Facts.
Killing as a kid.
Killing it.
As a group, that collective was amazing. And
you can still play some Christmas songs to this day still. I think I still play some Jackson 5 here and there.
I feel the energy in that song when he sings, when he's little.
So let me ask y'all now. So knowing the end result, do y'all approve of his methods?
Yeah. I mean,
I think he could have been a little bit better.
I think I'm more unclear.
Michael Jackson says he never had a childhood, and when you grow up in fame like that, and everybody's already on you, like you're a star, and you're like, what the fuck, you don't know how to handle it. So, in that sense,
so much with Michael too, like
bit more
how he was being managed.
Yeah, and a lot of parents learn from that. A lot of parents learn from seeing the child act, and that's a struggle for a lot of children entertainers. Like child actors, once they try to get to like adult, they go through this period. You know what I'm saying? It's difficult for them to understand who they are as a person outside of the fame. You know, so
you seen it with the dude from like that was with Ray Simone on that show. I forgot his name off the rip, but he had it kind of up and down.
He's actually doing better now. I know who you're talking about. He's I have to look up his name.
Orlando.
I'm gonna Google it.
Orlando, what's his last name? I forgot. But his name was Orlando. He was going ape shit, and then I think what they ended up doing is he ended up going to rehab. But I thought it was a mental illness. I didn't think it was drugs. But I heard that he's
Orlando
Brown. It was
Orlando Brown.
He cleaned up.
Yeah.
I always think about Disney. So like Miley Cyrus, even for example, had her ups and downs with drugs and shit like that. So I always think about like child stars is always like, I don't know, weird industry kids.
I just think certain parents, I guess they try to be like super influential in their children's lives, and it comes to like they want to see their vision for their kids, and some of that pays off, and some of that makes, I guess, kids resent that they parents were so strict on certain stuff. I mean, I had strict parents, and I think my parents had visions for me as well. It didn't work out, I ended up doing just other shit, but I could see that. I guess teaching your children certain things to discipline themselves does help in the long run, though. So,
I think about Brandy, T and Tamara, even Beyonce. I think they had structured parents at the time because you think about them in terms of them growing up, being children in the entertainment industry, and they came out exceptionally well. I feel like
they also talked about I didn't get to go to the prom.
Oh, there's definitely some cons and all that, but in terms of like where they at compared to like
the price,
how they came up in the game, I feel like Beyonce, T and Tamara, like they came out well, especially child actors. I feel like
Brandy made sure she went to her prom because she actually went with Kobe. So
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Brandy went to her prom. But
anyway, does anyone want to add it? TJ, I know that's your kind of segment on the reality TV, so I can let you go into that, or we can kind of close it.
That's what I wanted to talk about, because right now, Ready to Love season 2 just ended with their reunion. We're super excited. I mentioned last current events that we're going to have Phil from Ready to Love on a show, or we're going to be talking about him. Actually, I shouldn't put that out there. We haven't confirmed him, but he is
allegedly
family to the allegedly.
I like that.
He is family to the tribe, I should say.
Oppugn.
And we want to do an episode specifically on that. Anyway, Married at First Sight has a new season. I'm not very invested in it yet to share it with you guys, but that's all I wanted to share. I wanted to talk about Janet Jackson. So Mo and I did that.
Yes, we did that.
I was hoping that we was going to talk about Married at First Sight just a little bit. So
what do you want to talk about?
How do you feel about the new black couple, the young couple?
I'm gonna watch.
Okay, so let me give the listeners some context. So if you want to watch Married at First Sight, that's also on Lifetime. And it comes on every Thursday nights. Wednesday night. Sorry. There is a couple that they matched. They're beautiful black couple. He's like 6 something and she's almost 6 feet or something like that. Like very tall, beautiful black guy, black girl. they've been kind of like in the party scene. They're like the party goers. He's, ran through chicks and she's had her fuck boys, and, they're like party people and they get together. And I think we're not sure if they're ready, I think. What are you feeling, Mash?
I'm not really sure if they're ready per se, but I do like the way like Homeboy's bigging up his girl. Like ever since he met her, because the premise of the show is you meet the person for the first time when you marry them. So he was like, before he met her, he was like, my girl got to cook every day. She got to clean every day.
I remember
you know what I mean? She got to be all these
Mm-hmm.
things. But then when he went to the altar to see how bad she was, he was like, I'll be out. She can't cook. She's like, it's all right.
Yeah. So after they got married, they sitting down at the reception, and he's like, I think she asks him, hey, can you cook? And he says, no, or something like that. And she's like, yeah, I can't cook either. And he's like, it's okay. But before he's seen her, because I think he said it's okay because she's beautiful. Before he's seen her, he was like, nah, my wife got to cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And she don't know how to cook. Why she a wife?
I think that's a problem.
I'm
gonna tell you that's a problem. That's a problem. These are the concessions people make because of the attraction, and in these type of relationships, for me personally, I don't think that would be a long-standing relationship. Because if that's something that he wanted in a wife and she doesn't provide it, eventually he's gonna be upset because she can't provide that for him.
I disagree.
I'm telling you,
I mean, this is coming from Shake, so you know it's a fact.
He should not make
from
these
married
concessions.
man, from a once man.
I think some people make concessions and some people don't make concessions. It depends on what those concessions are.
If my bitch is that bad, bro, I'm getting a chef. Okay, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I'm
gonna make that shit
work. Okay.
I mean, I'm low key. I just figure out how to cook. Like I get over the fact that I figure it out.
But if they're cooking together, you know what I'm saying? Stuff
so
like
maybe
that.
maybe that's how he feel. Maybe he like, nah, he'll figure it out now.
Yeah, and because she's so pretty, I'll figure it out. I should learn how to cook. Why
how
not?
much is he willing to concede though for beauty though? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
if it's just cooking, I'm fine. I'm just like we
said, it was just as simple as that. We just figured it out. Like we would make the concessions,
right?
Because she was that pretty to decide. All right, I still want to be with her.
There's not a chick living that's going. I'm gonna argue with her like, I don't know how to cook, and then like, I don't know how to cook neither. So you ain't shit, bitch. No.
I ain't saying she's saying she ain't shit, but if that's a requirement that you have, I mean, I just say guys got to be careful. And if you're ready for love, you're looking for like something long term. And there's certain things that you're looking for. If there's certain things that you're looking for in a woman, you need to, I guess, stick to that shit. Like you need to stick to your guns on what you want out of your woman, because I guess this is what you feel like will make you happy.
Marriage
it's not always.
But wait,
Marriage is not
TJ, this don't count. TJ,
I don't feel like that's a compromise though,
because this is a TV show. Like these circumstances is different. Like they forced to marry each other. But like when you're dating somebody and you get to know somebody, you got these concessions that you set in place no matter what. Like
and I feel like remember they still do arranged marriages. That's still a thing.
Yes, they do.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I feel like this is like an arranged
and the concessions on it was set in place though, man.
Exactly what it is.
The sessions on was set in place. Your expectations are set in place,
but they change over time.
Real shit, TJ. Real shit. People don't realize that relationships past. Like you could have expectation, like I want sure that cook clean, whatever, blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. That shit could change as a relationship passes, where you yourself don't even want those standards no more. That's real shit.
Yeah. Well, Shake. I'm with you, Shake. No. I'm with you.
Don't get me wrong. In terms of your core, like your standards, what you talking about, Shake, that shouldn't shake. That shouldn't falter.
Right.
But in terms of like things that you can compromise, like cooking and shit like that, I don't look at that as part of my core. Like,
Shake, I'm with you 100%, Shake. And this is why I say I'm with you. You have to set the expectations in like your relationships, right? There's certain things that you require in order you to be happy. And let's say you was with a woman, I require to get head. Like I require this. This is a requirement in my relationships. You establish this in the baseline of the relationship. You make it known, like I will not move on this. This is my expectation of happiness.
Bonus points, and you can let us know how would you actually arrange that with a woman, just out of curiosity.
Right? And she approves to that.
Okay.
You have to reinforce that. You have to make that the standard. You have to keep that going forward, right? Because if she wavers at any moment, then she's not meeting her expectations. How do you demand that? How do you enforce this?
Enforce it? I don't think you have to enforce things in your marriage or in your relationships, but I think that if it's something like you want her to give you head every week, you guys have to both agree to that, because she may not agree to give you head once a week. She may not agree to giving you head. Maybe what you wanted was head 3-4 times a week, and you guys agreed to, I'll do it like for you twice a week. You know what I mean? Like
no. Just like I told you, just like the stipulation, just like once a week.
Once a week is it's not a lot. I want to get head more than that, but like once a week, she should be able to do that. Like, and I feel like
what's crazy shit. Like in this situation, I'm thinking about no. In this situation, Shake, though, am I wrong to think that like you should be like a chick should want to be doing that for you? You shouldn't even have to ask in terms of like a once a week thing.
But you know what, Scott? You know what, Boogie? I had a guy recently tell me that his wife scheduled every time they had sex.
Like what led to that point? It's just how it always started.
They were just really busy, and she was very structured. And he was like, "I don't want to schedule intimacy. Like, I want to be able to, whatever. It not because it wasn't the 30th. I don't know if they do it like every 2 weeks or whatever, or every week, but like,
I mean, there's always a way to be spontaneous and shit like that.
Was it really like on Mondays you're gonna have sex, on Tuesdays like you're scheduled like that?
Yeah,
every Tuesday. Sundays,
I think that's kind of corny.
Every Tuesday.
Let me not say corny. I just feel like that's.
I mean, if I was requiring head every week, I would schedule it. I don't want a Saturday night mop off every night. Like if I had to schedule,
the thing. Like in terms of requiring head, it's like
I probably feel like match. If I had to let me schedule my once a week when I'm on.
Yo, am I wrong to think that like in a relationship you should automatically be getting head? It's like I'm thinking to myself like, I'd want to do that for my lady just like she want to do it for me. Like, ain't that supposed to be that kind of natural kind of thing?
Every Thursday night, Max, you in the bed. It's Thursday.
That's
it's like you don't have that energy.
I'm pitching the tent in that motherfucker. That's it.
So you know what's fucked up real quick? No, I just realized I really just found myself like scheduling sex though.
Just now, like
no, but you know what's crazy though? I'm not really. I'm not really.
This is how I gotta be. Fuck it. I'm alone in my boat.
Kind of true.
Yeah, but sometimes you got to do it, and I'm not gonna lie. And I think the only reason why it happened was because like I wanted to be selfish, and when I guess got she gave me head or whatever the case is, and I just wanted to get head. I wanted to nut, and I didn't want to be bothered. Like I wanted one of those moments because I'm a giver usually, so I wanted to be selfish. But I feel like it's weird to do it, but I feel like it is necessary though. So yeah.
Oh, okay. So Flash, I'm not gonna address the fact that you're a selfish piece of shit. But what I'm gonna say is this, right? The fact that I'm on a fence when it comes to making a schedule for having sex, because on one side it's kind of corny, like you got scheduled to have sex here and there.
It's corny if you have whack sex, nigga. I have great sex. I don't know the fuck you talking about.
I do too, but it seems kind of like schedule. I like things to be like out of the blue, spontaneous. Like, I love it. However,
slap my ass, and now you have me all bent over. Something like that.
Hold on.
It's not a Friday.
Hold up.
No,
this does not mean shit. This does not mean shit doesn't get spontaneous. I'm just saying that you don't have to take that out the equation in terms of like, yo, you ain't fuck her just in this day because you got busy or whatnot. Cool. You promised her some dick. That's good. Sometimes you got to do that. That's fine.
However, at this day and age, go ahead, Mash.
I just feel like it's okay to have it's okay to have a set day that you're gonna slice. Right. I don't see there's nothing wrong.
My problem is if that's the only day that's set, like that set day is the only day that I can slice. That would be a problem.
Being the only day, it's just that we know on this day I'm gonna shave this day. I'm gonna come in fresh because if you know that this day you go
4 days full. 4 days. I'm not even gonna watch porn. Like you understand? I'm prepping.
You see? I want to give you a full expectation.
I'm violating.
Of this. You know what I mean?
Shut up.
All the way. So because I know this is what we doing here that day.
Right.
Now,
if she did it on a Tuesday instead of
that's not our scheduled day, but I'm not gonna turn it away
on a Friday.
Yes. Because Friday's scheduled.
Because Friday's scheduled.
Okay, so that's just a bonus.
You wanted to do something on Tuesday, that's cool, but
that's on you. That's on you. You want to put it overtime? Ain't nobody. You will put it overtime.
There is
You gonna come to
nothing
work
wrong.
on Friday though. You gonna come to work on Friday.
You gonna come to work on Friday.
There's
That's
nothing
hilarious.
wrong with a couple making time for each other, and that, I
Right.
think that's what that is. When you make a
Right, I think it's a
schedule, you are
scheduling, right.
ensuring-
Yeah, but
you're
you see,
ensuring that you make time.
but you also, but you know why I'm into scheduling too? Because I feel like that time in between is definitely training time. My nigga, you could be doing your Kegels and shit. You should be doing all your exercises, getting yourself fit. And when you giving it up, bro, like you giving it up, my nigga. So, I mean, I look forward to it.
Okay.
And with that, we are gonna call it the end to our Sophisticatedly Ratchet current events for
That was the
February.
last story?
Hold on, bro. That can't be it. That can't be it.
I mean, we over hours
Yeah,
some
man.
change,
It's an
bro.
hour
I
and
mean, we got
15
news we
minutes,
could do,
guys.
but we got a live coming up. We got plenty of time to chop it up.
That is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
You got
TJ,
cut, bro.
TJ,
You got
take us
cut.
away.
I apologize,
Varsity,
brother.
bro.
I didn't mean to cut you, but yeah, we run out of
Varsity,
time.
bro.
I mean, brother,
like
you know what, bro? No, I'm sorry, Mash. You want to?
ahead.
Who did you cut?
Go ahead,
Who you
man.
cut? Mash?
We'll drop the topic,
I
go ahead,
didn't
bro.
cut. I just wanted to talk about these vaccine mandates that's gonna get lifted because everybody talk about
Yes,
COVID.
go ahead.
They doing shit.
Nah, I
no
might as
more.
well tie it in.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Go ahead. Close it out with
All
that.
right.
All right, go ahead.
Well,
Right.
I want to know how y'all feel about it because I was under the assumption that when you get vaccinated, you're supposed to stop you from like getting sick. But it just so happens
No.
that people getting vaccinated are still getting sick. And then we got these
Yeah.
laws that's making people get these shots to make sure nobody gets sick, but niggas is still getting sick. And all these employers force all these people to take this shot because they didn't want other people to get sick, you know, because the shots are supposed to stop, but people still getting sick. Now they withdrawing all these laws.
So what my take, so the
what's-
vaccine is not to stop you from getting sick. The vaccine was basically to prevent people from being hospitalized or to get it, get it worse, depending on
they
if
say.
you didn't have underlying conditions. That's what they said.
Correct.
But it wasn't.
Right.
But at one point, yes, they were sprinkles about, if you get the shot, the shot, then you won't get COVID. But that's not true. You could have still got vaccinated and still get COVID.
Right,
You
so I
just
just
probably
wanna-
want to get it to the point where you would be.
I just want
hospitalized.
to go on what they say. They said the Biden administration is withdrawing
Yep.
its COVID-19 vaccination and
I saw
testing
that.
regulations aimed at large businesses, following the Supreme Court decision to block the rule earlier this month. The U.S. Department of Labor, Occupational Safety and Health Administration said Tuesday
OSHA. Yep. It's OSHA. Which is
will be
OSHA.
withdrawing the vaccination and testing emergency temporary standards for businesses within 100 or more employees, according to the statement HC's website. So this is from CNN. So they basically saying you don't got to be vaccinated to work and shit no more.
And
How do
of
y'all
course,
feel
I
about
feel-
the betrayal
I
associated
feel some
with
type
this?
of way. Of course, I feel some type of way about all the nurses that's been on the
we
job
were
for 20
heroes
odd years.
one day and then zeros the
And
next day.
yeah,
Because
like,
if we didn't take the vaccine, we could no longer work, and then we could
Right.
also we couldn't even get unemployment if that's what we decided. So a lot of people felt like their arms were twisted.
and I guess
And
my
it sucks
question
because
is,
I don't think these companies are private entities. They get to
Right.
decide what they want to do. Now that it's already in place, they may keep it in place, even though the Supreme Court ruled against why it's in place.
I guess my question
They don't
would be,
have
can
to
people-
operate on the government. Only like
I
maybe
agree.
the city hospitals and government hospitals will have to maybe it will go away. I don't know, but not here.
But can people sue? Like the people that let's say that walked
No,
off and
because
said,
they
"That's not
make
what
you
I want."
sign it when you take the vaccine. They make you sign it as you're aware and
No.
you're okay.
What
It's
I'm
not
saying
like
is,
you
can
can't
people
do the job.
No. What I'm saying is, can people sue? For instance, the nurses that did not, or not nurses, whoever, let's say they did not take the vaccine,
That lost
they
the
went out
job.
and they went off on their job. Can they now sue and say, "You made me lose my job, saying I needed this, and now they're saying I don't"?
I'm
So
sure
you
those
could get
people
that back
have.
They can,
I'm
but
pretty get
guess
that
what?
back pay.
I'm sure that
Yeah,
those
but-
people are in court for that long before this. Like in
Okay, that's what I wanted
this
to know.
moment right now is probably like amazing for those people who want to get their check for never getting the shot because
Right.
when I think about the people who reluctantly got the shot because they felt like they
Yes.
had to because of work, yo, that shit breaks my heart, yo.
It does.
Like a lot of people didn't want to get the shot, and they jobs was like, nah, you
On the line, my nigga. A lot of
My
people
shit
lost their jobs for this shit.
I feel like that's
Definitely
fucked up if
different.
your company forced you to do it regardless of your personal belief or
But they're
feelings or
not
whatever.
telling you. They're not saying forcing. They do it in a
Yeah.
forceful way,
Or
but they're not.
coerce, like
when you
pressure
leave,
you, for lack
it's
of a better
not
term.
like they make it seem as if you're trying to quit, not that you were fired.
Correct.
You quit.
But
So when you quit, you don't.
I mean,
get
that's the company
unemployment.
trying to cover their butt, though, and that's not the actual facts.
I know, but that's what they're saying, because you have to understand that the company is a private entity. It's not ran by the government. So they make their own laws, and they made it a law. Even at my hospital, if you don't have the vaccine, you can't work here, or unless you have an exemption.
Mm-hmm.
So, and those people have to get tested, often, I think once a week or something like that. But
yeah.
And I think go ahead.
No, I'm gonna say, and that's the piece that's the piece that I have a problem with, that pisses me off. Because in the beginning, even at my job, you could have been vaccinated or you wasn't. And if you wasn't vaccinated, then you had to get tested weekly, which is fine. So that gives the person the option to be tested weekly, for whatever. So the fact that you even took that choice away and was like, all right, well, now you don't have to be tested weekly. Now you must get back. I mean, there's people down, and then they gave a particular end date in which you had to do it. And I know people that like cried about it. Like, was like,
right, for sure.
I'm the breadwinner. Yeah, I'm the breadwinner in my family. Like, if I don't do this, then I just moved. Like, what I'm gonna do? How can I?
Pandemic
so
or no, they putting people in a bad position.
Yeah,
pandemic or no.
And I think it's wild too, because certain people definitely were forced into like resignation. I'm looking over some of the numbers right now as far as what happened with some of the hospitals and mandates, and it's like what Henry Ford Health System, they lost about 400 employees. The hospital for special surgery, they lost 18 out of 5,000 employees. Some people lost as much as like 400, 200, 300. I'm just going through the list or whatnot.
Right.
Mayo Clinic, they fired 700 people, so 700 employees on January 4th. Like, that's wild.
And also think about the combination of that fact with just the overall life. Remember, with the pandemic and the social movement that took place during that, a lot of areas were defunded by the police. Like so there wasn't there's no resources. Some like police, for example, in Oregon, there's no presence here, so they don't got no resources. You do a crime here, there's not much help that you're gonna get from them. So saying that to say that these losses, every single person that's like quitting or being lost in his job does hurt, because we need more job workers more than ever. At least that's how the climate's looking now. Like, we're hiring like a motherfucker, but it's people leaving more than people are getting hired.
All right. Wow.
Figure that shit out.
Basically.
Yeah. I just want to talk about that because I feel like that's like my way of getting a chance to say like I told you so without being able to say I told you so.
Like, to be honest, though, like I think it goes also without saying. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like, I've taken the vaccine shot, and I think I've spoken in the past about why. I'm not a big vaccine pro guy, but at the same time, I do realize that like people are still getting sick.
For sure.
I know people personally and professionally that are still like catching. I don't know if it's the Omicron or just the coronavirus, one of the three, whatever. But they're still catching it. So whatever is going on is still going on. So people still kind of need to keep their head on tilt and just kind of watch themselves or whatever. Like, you can't be ignorant to the shit regardless of whether you want to take the vaccine or not. That's what
facts.
I would say.
Facts. PSA, public service announcement. Spugard was down last week. He had the vid. They caught me out here tripping. You know what I mean? But I made it through.
You remember the last episode? He was like, "Oh, you're not in Atlanta. We partying. We ain't got no
I want to talk about it. We can talk about it. We can talk about it.
Yo, my man did say he had 4 bottle service too. I was like, that's a good night.
I regret nothing.
It was the most awesome night.
I regret nothing. If I could do it again, I'd do it again. All right.
My nigga said Bible everything.
I made it through. Okay, I made it through. You could make it through, and I ain't get the shot. Okay.
I definitely don't recommend we go try that though. Just saying.
I made it through. You could make it through.
Don't be daring niggas.
Okay. We could be all right. We could be all right.
But ladies and gentlemen, that is our current events for February. We thank you so much for tuning in. TJ, Ice Queen, spiritual intro guy. Can you kindly take us away?
Who also won? Who got the points?
Oh, okay. So the title, the tally is it's a tie. Shake and Boogie.
Okay.
Nice.
I got my L. I'm a roller celebration for you, brother. I got you. As a matter of fact, right here, King. I got you. I'm gonna take your award. Take your award.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Share it with a friend. Like us, subscribe, comment, follow. We're on IG at SoRatchet Podcast. We're also on TikTok at SoRatchet Podcast. We're on YouTube at SoRatchet Podcast, where you'll be able to see us.
Gang.
What else? We're also on Twitter. We tweet once a week. You like our Twitters? Let us know if you like our Twitters. We're at SoRatchet Pod.
You call it the Twitter.
We got the Word of the Week series every week on YouTube as well. We got the Word of the Week in YouTube form.
Twitters. Our tweets.
We're on Twitter.
You can tell I don't use Twitter.
Actually,
you good. Let's keep it.
We don't
like our Twitters.
We don't tweet just once a week. We tweet all the time. We tweet.
Actually, I like our Twitter. I like our Twitter.
Absolutely.
I retweet y'all too.
When's the last time you've been on Twitter, TJ?
I haven't been on Twitter.
I know, so shut up.
She just said Twitter.
I don't know how to use it. I've been on Tinder, not Twitter. But anyway. Thank you guys for listening. We love you. Deuces.
All right.
Bye. Thank you for listening. Follow us on all podcast platforms. Love you guys.